Hello, welcome to week 7 of this course in Media Arts. It's a grade 12 course in the Canadian program here in beautiful sunny Subang Jaya. Welcome to Taylor's College. I'm the instructor, Dr. Janice SETO, and as we finish up week 7, I'm going to just go over a few items and then give you a sneak peek about what's going on the rest of the semester. So what we should be doing is, well, first of all, we celebrated Merdeka Day yesterday, Monday, and let me just get back to that previous thing. And then Tuesday, all the production teams should be editing their films using Adobe After Effects and then uploading them, I think, by 11:59 p.m. Then fresh on Wednesday morning, each class will have a film fest. And so if everything's ready to go, then we're going to, I think, enjoy seeing the finished product, especially after we've had feedback on the rough cuts last week. On Thursday, if I have a chance, I might show you something else and then see if you can get any feedback from you folks. Otherwise, it is time for you to, well, I'm giving you time to work on the last bits for your individual portfolio, which is due on Friday. Let's see, so basically, I'd like to know a little bit about the teamwork and the poster, and let's just see what we have next. But before we go into that part, I'd like to talk to you about success in motion pictures, and especially in the area of what we call feature films. And feature films are those films which are shown on a large screen. Now you might say, well, does that mean as big as an IMAX screen? Well, perhaps there have been some films that are designed specially for the IMAX screen. What we mean by feature films usually means there's a certain length, like it's not 5 minutes. So a feature film usually is over an hour. We hope to keep everybody's attention, so it should be less than 3 hours. Anyway, so there's 4, I'd say levels of success, and all of these are the people who work in these 4 different areas. They can make a living. So you can make a living if you're very good at your job, and so therefore you can make lots and lots of films. The second of the 4 levels is, I'd say you're at the level, you're not just technically skilled, but you're also very talented. And you don't just make lots of movies, you make lots of money with the movies that you make in feature films. Then there's the next area, which I would say they don't make a lot of films. And whether they make a lot of money, yeah, they probably do. Most cases they do. But for them, it's numbers don't mean as much. So these are not the people who pump out over a career lifetime, they pump out, let's see, 70 films, etc. These days, they pause and they make a change in the industry. And so, yeah, so what they do is also they go from making movies to making film. They're so creative in that way. So as I say, they make a change in the film industry. And the last one is, these people make a difference to the art of cinema. So we're going from movies to film to cinema. And for the longest time, film was not seen, moving pictures were not seen as an art form. But now it's recognized that it is an art form. When things change, new industries develop, and it takes a while for them to get the respect. For example, as Robert McKee would say, the age of opera they had a golden age, and it's done, because now you have sound and image that is not mirrored to one place and time. You have to be there in a theater in order to see it. Well, a live theater, and now you can see sound and hear music and see dancing, and you can do it on the medium of film. So anyways, musical theater, for example, it seems to have had its heyday, and it's replaced it. What do we have now is, well, we have what we call, gaming. So not only do you have somebody else's vision, but they've also got different ways in which you can interact with the images and then create basically your own ending. Anyway, so here we are. And this is purely myself, my own observations, my own experiences, my own study of the industry. That yes, you can make a good living in any of these, and it's not necessarily progression. There are some people who stay in this technically skilled area forever. There are some who basically leapfrogged and they're already at the genius stage from very very young. So this is not one is not better than the other. What I do think is contemptuous is when they think somebody here is skilled technically and they think he's a genius, or they say that, for example, she really is a genius, but they've decided, well, she's a woman, she's just merely talented. So let's call a spade a spade, and let's be smart about this. Anyways, let's give you some examples. So the first one is somebody who's skilled very technically, and as I say, so they make lots and lots and lots of movies. So they're like the old studio system in Hollywood, or I think in Shanghai and Hong Kong, in Italy. They're for hire. And why do I have a picture of this actress Jennifer Aniston? Well, because Jennifer Aniston, she can open up most chick flicks, and that's the area that she pretty well stays in. You don't really see her doing much else. In the same, when I say they make lots of corporate videos, and I've shown you something from Blaxploitation, which is Shaft. Now, Shaft was the original, and any film after that, basically, they didn't really improve on it or innovative, so then it's Blaxploitation. A Mickey Mouse. Cartoons for Mickey Mouse, anything basically from Walt Disney. It's they pump it out. Anyways, I have a lot more to say, but I don't have enough time. So let's go to the second area. And so we've gone from skilled over to this area, and these are what I would call talented. So remember, they make movies, but they make money because what they do is they concentrate on who comes to see movies. People who are the audience, and they pay. What do they want to pay? Most times people want, they're having a busy day at work. They want mindless something that is very very predictable. They're a formula. If you go to see certain directors, this is the kind of film that they're going to pump out. Quentin Tarantino. There's you're a guy, you like shoot him up, etc. Then Quentin Tarantino has a new film coming. Oh, okay, well then, it's a guy. Let's go and we watch these guy movies. So, as I say, they're very talented because what they do is they take every technique that's new that comes around, whether it's CGI or innovation in sound or light, or they keep industrial light and magic in business, because they always come up with dollies or new. They don't work with claymation anymore. It's all basically whatever it is that's new. They latch onto it because they know that if they're doing some sort of an action-oriented movie, they want to see the latest and the greatest whiz bang type of thing. So certain directors, they never get past this. They're very very predictable. You know exactly what you're going to see. So this is the area where they say, oh, well, this director, he's made a lot of money, he's got the same people in his film, and so he's a genius. Well, that's not genius. When you are a crowd pleaser, you're not a genius. And that's based on what I've seen. And when you study a director and you've seen the films that he or she has done and don't ever really change, then they're talented, but they're not a genius. Oh, let's see. Now oh yes. And the other thing is about these talented people is they either find a genre and they say, let's make it a little bit different. Let's shake up the crowd a bit. We know we've got to be crowd. So then what they'll do is they'll mix genres, and that doesn't really work. If you study Story by Robert McKee, if people who want to see one genre, if for example, if you're watching a comedy, you expect to laugh. You don't expect to have comedy mixed with horror. One is supposed to make you gasp. The other one's supposed to make you laugh. And if you mix romance, then you're supposed to cry. So you're supposed to cry through your tears and laugh at the same time. It doesn't work. So often these talented people try to do things which it's just not well executed. It leaves you hanging, disappointed, and as I say, it gets a little bit thin after a while. So let's go on to the genius. What is really a genius in the industry? And as I say, a genius makes a change in the art of cinema. They're not making movies or films, they're making a change in the art of cinema. And actually, my apologies. I'm sorry. I skipped from talented to straight to genius because I was on a roll. Sorry, let me retract. Okay. Now we're on to creative. Now creative, okay, what's happened with creative, they're not making, their main name is not pumping out lots of movies, and they aren't there to make crowd-pleasing movies. They're not there to appeal to the audience. What they want to do is they want to change in basically how film is shown. So, for example, here we've got James Cameron, and he doesn't make many movies, and he basically tries to fine-tune things so that when he shows it, it looks good. He takes a certain amount of pride in his movies, so that's why he may have a movie once every 5 years or so. In fact, a few years ago, he took a hiatus entirely from the film industry, and he was doing documentaries. So someone like James Cameron doesn't repeat himself. He's not interested in making Terminator 8. And he had been asked back to do more of the Alien series movies, but he has been quoted saying that's not something he's really interested in doing, unless it can basically advance the story or the plot or the saga. He's not, and if he can do it, then he's not interested in doing it. He certainly he wants to make money, but I think for him it's not as important as making a change in the industry. Okay, now so where am I now? Now we're at genius. Genius makes a difference, say, to the art, and I've got Ang Lee here. I really like this quotation. He's one of the master storytellers, and the way he does it, there's a certain basically, I wouldn't say underlying theme. There's a certain approach that he takes, which doesn't mean it's a formula, but there's a certain approach that that underlines all the films he makes, even though all his films are very, very different, like Sense and Sensibility, The Wedding Banquet, Brokeback Mountain, Life of Pi, etc. So there's something underlying that drives him to, as I say, and make a difference to the art of cinema. And the other one you've heard me talk about is Alfred Hitchcock. As I say, if you want to see really good cinema, just study Hitchcock. All right, so let's go on to what we're expecting. I'm looking forward to seeing what you've learned in these different programs, these different software programs in the Adobe Creation Suite. So as you can see, here we are. I think most of you have already done a really good job, and there's not that much left. So let me give you a sneak preview of what the rest of the semester. So we're going to be doing from, I think, 28 weeks. We have a long period of time, which we're doing Unit 2 and 3 together. And then we're going to be doing Unit 4. So basically, Unit 3, you're going to take an existing media campaign. You're going to improve upon it. Unit 4, and now this is individual, Unit 2 and 3. This one is basically a team, as I say, groups of 5. There's 3 in Period 1, 5 in Period 4, and then then the ISU is basically your demo reel of what you learned. More information later, but as a sneak peek, is Dr. Janice SETO. I'm looking forward to the rest of the semester with you. Now that you